Aloha race fans, and welcome back to Obsidian Mountain Raceway, home to Grindelwald Diecast Motorsports and our Eliminator Series. Here we are again, 3,000 feet above the Pacific Ocean for Division 3 of the Eliminator Series. 32 drivers and 32 European vehicles are about to take on this mountain raceway. It's fast, it's steep, it's treacherous, and it's very unforgiving. The slightest mistake sends a car careening off the raceway, possibly over one of these many cliffs. This is a 192 car 6 division event, and drivers get just one shot to make it to the finish line first. It's a one and done race to be champion. Last week we saw Seabull of Lord's Racing League win Division 2, joining Andy from Zelda Diecast Racing on the champions podium. Who will be joining them on the winners podium? We're about to find out in just a few minutes. But first, quickly, let me remind you of the rules. Very simple. Keep your roof to the sun and be the first one to cross the finish line with at least 2 tires on the track. And again, when I say on the track, it means on the road surface. Tires on the wall will not be counted as on the track. You can't be doing Tony Hawk's grinds or any ollies over that finish line if you want that win. And for each round, the drivers have flipped a coin for the pole position start. First driver to cross the finish line moves on. Loser joins the spectators. There will be a champion from each division and the overall series champion. At the end of the 6 division races, division champions will compete in a 6-car, 6-heat race of champions for the overall Eliminator Series Championship. Let's have a look at this lineup and let's get these races started. And we have some of the finest vehicles from the European nations and the neighboring countries over there. We got BMWs, we got Aston Martins, we got Mercedes, we got McLarens and Lotus. We got some Bentleys thrown in there, and we got that beautiful black Bugatti. All right, keep your roof to the sun. Excuse my hoarseness there. Let's get on with this first match. Up first, we got V-Man from Team Norm and Vern Racing up against JJ Gordon from Team North Shore Racing. Lamborghini Sesto Elemento against Aston Martin Valhalla Concept. It's a one and done. Here we go. Race 1 of Division 3. And they're off. And we got JJ taking the lead. Nope, V-Man takes it back as JJ spins out up on top of the pipeline. V-Man's got a clean shot, and he's going to take that into the next round. Here comes JJ slowly in reverse. Must have blown that transmission. Only had that one gear left. All right, up next in the McLaren F1, we got Sriracha from Team Northern Lights Diecast Racing. And she's going to go up against Jim Leschingring from Team QC Racing in that 73 BMW 3.0 CSL. Jim's on the outside, Sriracha's on the inside with that McLaren. Jim takes a little bit of a lead, but the McLaren takes over, going down the pipeline through Calamity Corner. Good lead now, going down Memorial Drive and taking that win into the next round. And wow, that was a fast one. Up next, we got Jimbo from Team Jelly Racing Crew in that Audi RS e-tron GT up against Bolo Brown from Miniature Car Racing in that Mercedes AMG GT63S. We got Bolo on the inside and taking that win all the way through Calamity Corner. And Jimbo wiped out up there on top of the pipeline again. Well, not again. He is the second driver that did it. And yeah, I just kind of lost myself in that race. I apologize. All right, up next, we got the Alfa Romero BC Competition driven by Patty Cakes Hot Wheels from Team Norman Byrne Racing up against Boxer Trudeau from Team Black Sands Rockers. And there goes Patty Cakes taking the lead on that Alfa Romero down Memorial Drive and crossing the finish line into the next round. All right, up next we got Seabold, champion of Division 2, Lords Racing League in that Jaguar XESV Project 8, up against Mallory Sloan, one of our GDM racers in that Automobili Pinafini. Yeah, Batista. We'll just call it the Batista. So we got Mallory on the outside. She takes the lead going into that first turn. But Seabold takes a strong lead going down the pipeline through the Calamity Corner. And he is just gone. Left Mallory all on her own. Not even in the rear view when he came around that last turn. All right. In that 1956 Aston Martin DBR1, we got Jerry Rodriguez up against Lightman from Team Northern Lights Diecast Racing, and Jerry's racing for Team Puffs Racing. Jerry's on the inside, Lightman's on the outside. Lightman takes a little bit of a lead going into that first turn, but there goes that Aston Martin. Throws in a hard block right there and really slows down Lightman. And Jerry's going to take that Aston Martin into that next round. Mean block right there. All right, we got Papa Pugsley from Team Manchild Motorsports in that Aston Martin V12 Speedster up against Mako Rivers from the JC Racing Team in that Lotus Amira. Race number 7 of Division 3. And we got Mako on the outside. Had a little bit of a lead there, but that didn't last very long. Papa Pugsley, well, Papa Pugsley did have that win in the lock, but that lock came undone as he slid off the track just before the finish line. So that's going to give that win to Mako Rivers as he casually passed by. All right, up next, we got Ty Johnson from JC Racing Team in the 2019 McLaren going up against Verja. And Ty's taking the lead, but Verja comes back. And I believe that's a Lotus. It looks like the Lotus to me. And, yep, indeedy, the Lotus is going to take the win on that. All right, we got Terranos from Team Azerothian Racing League in that 2017 Pagani. And that's as far as I'm going to say because I don't want to mess the rest of it up. Going up against Jackson Poe from Kona Road Kings in that LB Works Lamborghini Huracan. We got Terranos on the inside. He's taking the lead down the pipeline through Calamity Corner, down Memorial Drive. And he's going to take that win right there into that next round. All right, up next, we got Mark D. Cut Rocker from Team Cut Rocker in that Lotus Sport Elise up against Andy from Team Zelda Diecast, our Division 1 champion, in that 56 Aston Martin DBR1 or DRB1. We got Mark D on the inside in that Lotus Esprit, but Andy had the lead going through the first turn. Mark takes it back going down Calamity Corner and Memorial Drive, and he's going to hold on to it with Andy not too far in tow. But that's just going to get Andy into the parking lot. All right, up next, we got Shelly from Team SHOUTOUT Diecast in that Porsche 935 up against Kane Stewart from Team Integrated Racing Sciences in the McLaren Elva. Kane Stewart's on the outside. Shelley's on the inside. Kane's got the lead going into that first turn. A big lead going down the pipeline and through Calamity Corner and down Memorial Drive. Rounding that last turn. Skids out. Oh! And we had a little collision there. Let's look at that again. And Kane Stewart's got 3 wheels off the track right there. And Chelly managed to lift that rear end up as he was crossing the finish line. So Chelly's going to move on to the next round. Got to cross the line, Kane. Got to cross the line. All right, up next, we got Ruzzy from Team Northern Lights Diecast in that Porsche 935 going up against Marcus Wells. Rezzy's on the inside going down the pipeline. A big lead over Marcus as she goes through Calamity Corner. Gets a little bit loose, but still got plenty of space. I don't even see Marcus. Rezzy's going to take that win into the next round. And there's Marcus just stopped right in the middle of the raceway. All right, up next, we got Po Boy from Team Po Boy Racing in that Porsche 911 GT3 going up against Lily Ioto of Dragon Coast Racers in a 71 Lamborghini Miura. Lily's on the outside. Po Boy's on the inside. Lily takes a little bit of the lead, but Po Boy pours it on. Going down pipeline, now Memorial Drive. And Po Boy's taking that Porsche into round 2. All right, we got Big Mike from Team NZ Racing in that 2019 Audi TT-RS going up against Felix Corda from the Black Sand Rockers in that 71 MGB GT Coupe. Got Felix on the outside, Big Mike's on the inside. Felix is taking the lead going into that first turn, but there goes Big Mike. Turns on the Audi as Felix wipes out at the bottom of the pipeline, and Big Mike's going to take that win into that next round. Emergency teams take care of Felix and get that cleared up. So we take a look at our next drivers. It's Emmy Chambers from Dragon Coast Racers in that Porsche Boxer up against John Receiver in the Aston Martin 177. John Receiver's on the outside, Emmy's on the inside. John Receiver just blasted off right out of the start gate down the pipeline through Calamity Corner. Cameraman lost him for a secondary, he was so fast. But he got a little sideways there coming down Memorial Drive, but he does take that win into the next round. All right, last race of round 1. We got Lucian Stone in that 2018 Bentley Continental going up against Castanets from Team LK Racing in that Lamborghini Scion. Castanets on the inside, Lucian's on the outside. The Bentley takes the lead going into that first turn, but there goes Castanets taking it over. Spins out, gets backwards, still holding on to the lead going down Memorial Drive. That was crazy. That could have been upsetting. But Castanets takes that into the second round. All right. Channel shout out here for our friends over at Commotion Diecast. I just watched a race over there recently, and they're modified things a little bit, changed a couple pieces on the track, and the races are even more spectacular and awesome than they were before. So the link's going to be in the description. And make sure you get over there if you don't have them on your subscriptions already. Check out the races, give them some likes, some comments, and subscribe. And make sure you share around the diecast community and even outside the diecast community with your friends. Let them know about Commotion Diecast. Here we are with round 2. We got V-Man up against Racha, Jimbo up against Patty Cakes. Sebo going against Jerry Rodriguez. Mako going against Ty Johnson. Terranos up against Mark D. And a few more to follow after that. But here we go. Let's get started. V-Man in that Aston Martin Valhalla going up against Sriracha. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. From Team Northern Lights Diecast Racing in that McLaren F1. Aston Martin versus the McLaren. Here we go. Round 2, race 1. V-Man's on the inside. Sriracha's on the outside. She had the lead for a minute there, but V-Man took it over real quick, coming down the pipeline. And down through the finish line, it's going to be V-Man moving into round 3. Up next, we got Jimbo going up against Patty Cake's Hot Wheels. An Audi RS e-tron electric car going up against the Alfa Romeo BC. Patty Cakes is on the outside. Jimbo's on the inside. Patty Cakes takes a big lead going into that first turn down the pipeline. And through Calamity Corner down Memorial Drive. And Patty Cakes is going to take that all the way into the next round. All right, we got Jerry Rodriguez coming back with that nice win in round 1. In that Aston Martin DBR1 up against Sebo in that Jaguar XC SV Project 8. We've got Sebo on the outside taking a strong lead into that first turn. Here comes Jerry, got a little sideways up on the wall there, but makes a block. And he's going to keep that first place all the way into the next round. Nice little fight there to get down to that finish line first, but almost blew it over that pipeline wall. All right, up next we got Ty Johnson in that 2019 McLaren 720S Spider up against Mako Rivers. 2 JC Racing teammates going against each other. And we got, whoa, I was going to call Mako in the lead, but Ty Johnson took it over. And Ty Johnson's going to take that win into the next round. Even with teammates, there can only be one. All right, up next, we got Mark D, the Cut Rocker, in that Lotus Sport Elise, up against Terranos from Team Azerothian Racing League in that Pagani Hura Roadster. All right. So Terranos is on the outside. Mark D's on the inside. Terranos takes the lead going into that first turn, but Mark D pours it on going through the pipeline. Around Calamity Corner, down Memorial Drive, it's going to be Mark D going into that next round. So, Terranos did a little brake check there just before the finish line. All right, Rezi in that Porsche 935 from Team Northern Lights Diecast going up against Chelly from Team iShoot Diecast in another Porsche 935. The battle of the 935s. All right, we got Chelly on the outside, Rezi on the inside. Rezi's in red. Takes the lead down the pipeline through Calamity Corner. Chelly giving chase, but it's going to be Rezi going into that next round. All right, and we got Po Boy in that Porsche 911 GT3 from Po Boy Racing up against Big Mike, Team NZ Racing in that 2019 Audi TT RS. Po Boy on the inside. Big Mike draws the outside. Big Mike takes the lead going into that first turn, but there goes Po Boy pouring it on with that Porsche. Through Calamity Corner, no problem. Down Memorial Drive and across the finish line, it's going to be Po Boy going into that next round. All right, last matchup of round 2. It is Castanets in that Lamborghini Scion for Team LK Racing up against John Receiver from Team Jack, John, and Katie Racing in that Aston Martin 177. John Receiver's on the outside, Castanets on the inside. Receiver takes the lead, but Castanets, whoa, Receiver just wiped out harshly up there on the pipeline as Castanets is going to take that Scion to the finish line and into the next round. Get some emergency crews up there, check on John, make sure he's all right, get that car off the track. And here is our lineup for round 3 quarterfinals. V-Man against Patty Cakes right here. The Aston Martin Valhalla Concept V-Man of Team Norman Verne Racing against a teammate, Patty Cakes Hot Wheels, Team Norman Verne Racing, in that Alfa Romero BC. And here we go. Race 1 of the semifinals, or quarterfinals. Patty Cakes had a little bit of a lead, but V-Man pours it on coming down the pipeline through Calamity Corner. They're fighting for it. Patty Cake tried to get around him, but it was a no-go as V-Man shut her out, and V-Man's going into that next round. All right, we got Jerry Rodriguez from Puffs Racing in that 1956 Aston Martin going up against Ty Johnson from JC Racing Team, that 2019 McLaren 720S Spider. We got Ty Johnson on the outside, Jerry Rodriguez on the inside, and that Aston Martin just blasted off like a rocket. And I through Calamity Corner and across the finish line before I could even call out anything. And Ty Johnson just kind of slowly glides across with that defeated momentum. All right. Mark D. Cut Rocker from Team Cut Rocker in that Lotus Sport Elise going up against Rezi from Team Northern Lights Diecast Racing in that Porsche 935. Both these cars have been showing some exceptional speed. Which one of them is going to get to that finish line first with their roof to the sun? Rezi takes the lead, but there goes, oh, they're side by side going down the pipeline. What a great battle, and Mark's putting the pass on her right there, throws a block around that last turn to hold on to that first place. That was a great battle right there. Probably one of my favorite, I'd have to say, so far of these races. Okay, up next, we got Po' Boy from Team Po' Boy Racing going up against Castanets of Team LK Racing. Porsche 911 GT3 versus a Lamborghini Scion. Castanets on the outside, Po' Boy's on the inside. Castanets takes the lead down that first turn. Wow! And just like got airborne there at the top of the pipeline. Took all his momentum away, and Po' Boy is going to sail across that finish line first. Castanets does make it down. Let's look at this one. Look, just, he's lucky he didn't flip over and comes down really hard. Must have busted that suspension out pretty bad. Our semifinalists, we got V-Man and Jerry Rodriguez, Mark D, and Po' Boy. Up first, V-Man in that rocket of an Aston Martin Valhalla going up against another rocket, that Aston Martin DBR1 driven by Jerry Rodriguez from Team Puff Racing against Team Norm and Verne Racing. Which one's going to the finals? Let's find out. Jerry's on the outside, and that DB comes in fast, but then V-Man just totally took over going through Calamity Corner as Jerry Rodriguez has rolled that car. We get the emergency crew up there to clean that up, make sure he's all right. In the meantime, we got Mark D in that Lotus Sport Elise going up against Po' Boy in that Porsche 911 GT3. Po' Boy Racing against Cut Rocker. Which one's going to our finalists? Who's going to face V-Man? We got Mark D on the inside taking the lead down the pipeline through Calamity Corner. But Po' Boy's not giving up on him. He's trying to get around him, but he ran out of raceway. And it's going to be Mark D in the finals against V-Man. The Aston Martin Valhalla concept has been tried and true. Let's see if V-Man can hold it together for one more try up against Mark D from Team Cut Rocker in that missile of a Sport Elise. And here we go, folks. For all the marbles, Mark D's on the inside, but it's V-Man that takes the lead first. Mark D takes it back going down the pipeline. V-Man's not giving up. He's coming up on him, but he can't get around him, and it's going to be Mark D that's going to be going up on the podium. He is your Division 3 champion. Congratulations, Mark D from Team Cut Rocker. He's going to be joining Seabull and Andy up on the podium. There's his car taking its place up there. And there are our 3 champions so far in the series. We still got 3 more divisions to go. And up next, we got the Ford division. And all our drivers are set. The cars are being prepped as I speak. And they are going to be hitting the track real soon. We're going to find out who's going to take that crown for Division 4. I want to thank you all so very much. Those of you participating, those of you that are viewing, I hope you're enjoying the races. Please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. And share. Aloha and mahalo, very much appreciated. Keep your roof to the sun, and I'll catch you at the races.